Templar. I'm very excited to see this one. Okay, so our main ability, Light's Guidance. Oh, this is for Protection and Retribution Paladin. The Light's Guidance for Prot, Eye of Tear is replaced with Hammer of Light for 12 seconds after it is cast. It's like a combo. Like, um, without using Crusader Strike. Um, Interesting. And then, so for Retribution, Wake of Ashes is replaced with Hammer of... So, a lot of Wake of Ashes. Wait, Did I... Yeah. Both of them use Wake of Ashes, so you have to... I mean, who wouldn't spec into it, but you need to get that ability. Hammer of Light. Hammer down your enemy with... So, this is the second part of the combo. Hammer down your enemy with the power of the light, dealing holy damage to the target and up to 4 nearby enemies. Additionally, calls down Empyrean hammers from the sky to strike 3 nearby enemies for holy damage. I really want to see the effect for this. The animation for it. This sounds awesome. So, you hammer down 5 enemies, and then 3 more hammers come down. Oh, and cost 5 holy power. Which Wake of Ashes gives 3. So that wouldn't be too bad. I wonder if it's a combo. Do you have 12 seconds to use it and like take as long within that 12 seconds, or do you have 12 seconds, like a 12-second window where you can like keep casting it? Like if you're using in a haste window with a Avenging Wrath and you're getting holy power fast. Anyway, that's cool. I want to see how much damage this is going to do, especially for the amount of targets. It's insane. We'll do the same. We'll go down the left and work our way to the right. So we've got choice node, Templar's Watch. I'm just gonna skip the protection for right now. No, I'll read it. Hammer of Light and Eye of Tear deal 30% increased damage when striking only one enemy. This amount is reduced by 6% for each additional target struck. And then I'm assuming probably the same. Hammer of Light and Wake of Ashes. Wake of Ashes deal 30% increased damage when striking only one enemy. This amount is reduced by 6% for each additional target struck. Okay, so it's not punishing for AoE, but it is buffing for single or couple targets. I like that. Retribution is insane for AoE. So, whoa, didn't mean to do that. So that will help balance it out a little bit. You get that extra 30% damage on if you're, especially in keys, if you're a tyrannical week. That could be huge. And the other choice, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Divine Toll grants up to 100% increased damage to your next 3 judgment when striking only one enemy. This amount is reduced by 20% for each additional target struck. So once you get up to 5, that is... Okay, so for both of them, once you get up to 5, it's back to usual. So anything under the 5 is already buffed. I mean, that still seems pretty cool. Divine Toll, obviously, like, every paladin uses Divine Toll. I would have to test these out. the 100% increased damage to next 3 judgment, which I wonder again if it applies to all 5 that go out. That would be a ton of damage. Or, because we're talented into that, does it only buff 3 of them, and does it count your next 3 as 3 out of those 5? Oh, I'm an idiot. It is for one enemy anyway, so it doesn't matter. But still, next 3 casts, and still say it was 3 enemies, and at that point you're doing 60% increased damage. Would that do 60% for a total of 9 casts? Or would those 3 be all 3? So yeah, question still stands, but obviously just not for 5. Yeah, definitely gonna have to test that out. Sounds cool though. Sacrosanct Crusade. Protection. When you cast Eye of Tear, gain Shield of Vengeance at 10% effectiveness. And the same with Wake of Ashes. When you cast Wake of Ashes, gain Shield of Vengeance at 10% effectiveness. Okay. Let's see. Do we have some actual values? I'm curious. Shield of Vengeance. Didn't know. I'm gonna have to actually open the game. Well, I'll do it after. So I'm curious. So if it's 10% effectiveness, I'm trying to think about how effective that 10% would be. Again, it's working off of Wake of Ashes, so it's every 30 seconds. Regardless, it's a 30%, 10%. 30-second cooldown on a 10% version of Shield of Vengeance, which you already have every minute anyway. But you can kind of stagger those, so you get full effectiveness. Damn. How long does Shield of Vengeance last for? Oh, is it every minute and a half? Okay. Oh, now that I look through here, I'm curious if that is affected by talents as well. So Shield of Vengeance absorbs 10% more damage. So obviously at that one point it would only be 1%, so not a huge difference, but I don't know why I thought this was a 1 minute cooldown. But still, so not as much uptime, but still a lot of uptime on that. And then that does just add an extra every 30-second AoE blast, because when the shield expires, it bursts to inflict holy damage equal to the total amount absorbed, divided among all nearby enemies. Obviously not as strong if we're only at 10% effectiveness, but still Alright. Next choice node, Endless Wrath. Calling down an Empyrean Hammer has a 10% chance to reset the cooldown of Hammer Wrath and make it usable on any target, regardless of their health. Okay. Yeah, I mean, sure. um, so, again, every 30 seconds, you have a chance at a free Hammer of Wrath. I wonder if that means 30% chance, essentially, or 10% chance. Um, so, I guess not technically 30%. Okay. Sanctification. Casting Judgment increases the damage of Empyrean Hammer by 10% for 10 seconds. Multiple applications may overlap. Let me read. Casting Judgment increases the damage of Empyrean. Okay. Huh. That is kind of interesting because it would kind of encourage just dumping your judgment in like as much as you can. Oh, well, yeah. So that it would obviously be a different debuff than greater judgment. So you don't have to do like use them all between one holy power. But pretty much like in that 10-second window before Wake of Ashes is ready or you want to use it, just dumping as much judgment as you can. I wonder if there's a cap. I mean, obviously there's a cap on like just physically like with cooldowns. I want to say you go with this one. Every 30 seconds, a 10% chance. Again, maybe 3 times 10% chance to get a free Hammer of Wrath. It's nice, but if you could get just increased damage just by doing your normal rotation on the Empyrean Hammer, I already get Hammer of Wrath quite frequently. So again, a lot of it can be changed by tuning and, well, yeah, tuning. In the middle, we've got Shake the Heavens. After casting Hammer of Light, you call down an Empyrean Hammer on a nearby target every 2 seconds for 8 seconds. Okay. So this isn't every 30 seconds. Maybe I should have gone down that way. So it's like Divine Toll. Yeah. So you get a total of your cast, 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 6 seconds, 8 seconds. So 5 casts plus the first one is 3. So 7 hammers. And if that applies to each of them, at the very least it'd be 5 chances, 10% chances to reset the cooldown and make it usable. Possibly 7. This will really depend on how feasible it is to stack that up and how much damage Empyrean Hammer is doing. If it's doing a substantial amount of damage, then, I mean, Hammer of Wrath is obviously a good ability, but that could tip the scale. Okay. Higher Calling. Crusader Strike, Hammer of Wrath, and Judgment extend the duration of Shake the Heavens by 1 second. That's for protection. Retribution, Crusader Strike, Hammer of Wrath, and Blade of Justice. Extend the duration of Shake the Heavens by 1 second. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. So does Crusader Strike apply to crusading strikes? I'm assuming so. It's still Crusader Strike. Yeah, I would assume so. So your auto attack is continuing it, which obviously, so you get, I don't know, 3 strikes in there, 2 strikes, 3 strikes. I don't know. Depends on timing, but and haste and everything. But then also Hammer of Wrath and Blade of Justice. Yeah, so if you really time that right, you could easily get a few seconds out of that. 2 from your auto attack, you blast. So you use Wake of Ashes. Should be at or close to 5 Holy Power already, so you use Hammer of Light. Get Shake the Heavens applied. And then you get at least 2 auto attacks. You cast Hammer of, or you use Hammer of Wrath if you've got it procced, which if you time it right. Especially in a Avenging. Oh my god. With Avenging Wrath, that could be insane. You're already attacking. Just. Oh my god. This sounds awesome. The hammer's going down. I wonder if that would be. I doubt that's affected by haste. No. I'm just picturing showering hammers down on people. Hammerfall. Yeah, Hammerfall, exactly. Protection. Shield of the Righteous and Word of Glory calls down an Empyrean hammer on a nearby enemy. While Shake the Heavens is active, this effect calls on an additional Empyrean hammer. Okay, and then Retribution, Templar's Verdict, and Divine Storm calls down an... Oh, man, the amount of hammers are going to be coming down everywhere. This is all making this look a lot better. Although, this is also means that it's buffing all of those hammers. Oh, this one's still going to be a tough choice. This one and this one. This one is kind of irrelevant to all the rest of the stuff. This one's definitely the, like, stands out. Or, like, it's kind of off to the side a little bit. Okay, interesting. And then I did see. So we've got Empyrean Hammer over here. When Empyrean Hammer... Oh, this is just regarding it. It's not the ability itself. I was hoping we'd maybe see some kind of damage idea. But when it critically strikes, 60% of its damage is dealt to nearby enemies. Cool. So it adds AoE to it. Very cool. Enemies hit by this effect deal 5% reduced damage to you for 8 seconds. So it needs to crit. But with the hammers going down as fast as they seem like they're going to, like it's frequently, that still could be real nice. Just a nice DR. Alright, last choice node, Bonds of Fellowship. You receive 20% less damage from Blessing of Sacrifice, and each time its target takes damage, you gain 4% movement speed up to a maximum of 40%. Interesting. So every minute, you could get up to 40% off, or 40% movement speed. And it does make it less punishing, because normally you get 100% of the damage. I'm assuming that doesn't affect the actual DR on your target, though. That would be kind of annoying if it does. Makes it so it's less effective, but you like. I'm assuming not. It doesn't say anything about that. I think these have been pretty active or accurate. So that's interesting. Maybe unrelenting charger, divine steed lasts 2 seconds longer, and increases your movement speed by an additional 30% for the first 3 seconds. So, increasing movement speed by 100%. It's 3 seconds, but so it's then 5 seconds, which would make that then 7 seconds, 2 seconds longer. So 7 seconds, 3 seconds of that being 130%. That's kind of cool. As far as like distance traveled, well, yeah. I wonder. Because Divine Steed, yeah, it comes in clutch. I love it. But I almost wonder how beneficial that would actually be. Then again, neither of them have like a damage buff or something. They're just personal movement buffs, which isn't bad. It'd be one thing if this also buffed the target speed. So think Unbound Freedom. But it doesn't, so I don't know. That one I could see kind of changing up, depending on like the dungeon that you're going through or the affixes. Undisputed Ruling. Hammer of Light applies judgment to its targets and increases your haste by 15% for 6 seconds. Okay. I'm trying to think of how that would affect gameplay. I just want a description of judgment. Not NPC abilities. Come on. Really? My goodness. I'll just go to rotation. Okay. Judges the target dealing holy damage. So when it says applies judgment to its targets, increase, I'm assuming what it means is the effect of greater judgment. which means it increases damage taken from your next holy power ability. That's cool. Again, my question from that is this reusable in that 12-second window? And then if so, how much damage does it do? Oh, and especially with that 15% haste for 6 seconds. Like if you're able to use it multiple times and you get the damage buff, and it's a 5 power spender, but if you've got that 15% haste buff, I wonder if, like, at what point it would become beneficial to recast it, like, and how much damage that would do. But that would definitely depend on it being recastable. Additionally, I have tier grants 3 holy power for a prop. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. To make it equivalent with Wake of Ashes. And last one, Light's Deliverance. You gain a stack of Light's Deliverance when you call down an Empyrean Hammer, which is a lot. At 50 stacks, casting Hammer of Light empowers you for 12 seconds to cast Hammer of Light, an additional time for free. Ooh. Wait. Ooh. So you could just back-to-back use it. It doesn't say if there's a cooldown. And obviously, like, it's not every time. It's at 50 stacks. But within a 30-second window, that would be probably every third, maybe? Well, so let's think about it. Every time you're using it, it calls down 3 on it. So again, if it counts all 3, let's assume it doesn't. Let's start there. So 1, 5. Like, just going by that, and then say in a 30-second window, say you cast oh man, I could be way off, but let's say you cast 7 Divine Storm or Templar's Verdict or Final Verdict in the build I use. Actually, I wonder also, does that apply to Final Verdict? I would hope so. Okay, but so yeah, say 7. That seems not too crazy. Right there, that'd be 12 in a 30-second window. But again, there could be 2 more, 14. There could be Are we getting hammers any other way? No, okay. But you can extend the duration of it, so you could get 2, maybe 3, or no, yeah, I already was thinking 4 or 5 additional ones. I think it's possible that we could be getting 20 hammers coming down in 30-second Wake of Ashes cooldown. So I guess that'd be every 4th yeah, every fourth cast you could essentially double up. I don't know, I'm thinking about it too much, but I'm just trying to get like an idea. I don't know, it sounds a lot of fun though. I'm excited. I'm kind of leaning towards this one, I think. Either way, I cannot wait to try this out. I want to see the effects. Yeah, I really want to see this effect so bad. And actually, I want to see this effect too with the beams.